All right, Coach, so this is that 3rd and 5 from the Carolina game
Yes.
that Danny Johnson loses leverage on. And to me, as an offensive guy, I look at this and I say, after this motion, Danny seems like he's in a bad spot because I know Cole has to match number 3 to the 3x1, who's the tight end, and Danny's basically going to be on an island here. How do you coach Danny up a little bit better? What can you do as a coordinator to make this a little bit better?
I think it's a great question just because of the fact is, as the play unfolds, probably the best thing Danny does is he starts to get himself in position to run with.
Yeah.
But what he does, though, is he gets too much depth and creates a loss of leverage opportunity because he is not in position that if he tries to break underneath, Danny can wall him and force him up over the top. See, because initially Danny's body turn tells you that he's got inside leverage.
Yeah.
Okay, and if a receiver ever wants to get inside, you've got to wall him and not allow it. Okay, the point that you make right off the bat is what happens with this play is because Cole's matched with number 3, what they can do, and they've got 2 opportunities here based on what the route call. Okay, is one is if Danny stays leveraged, all right, and forces this guy up and over,
right?
Okay, then he's put himself in position to help the rush,
right?
Because that's going to work in tandem. Cole has to respect number 3, and because he's going to lose Cole,
right?
Okay, because 3's going to drag across.
Right.
That tells Danny that if I don't stay inside, I'm beat out. If I don't stay inside, I'm beat inside.
I'm beat inside, and then you want him to basically, for leverage purposes for people at home, you want him to force it to this safety, basically, right? To his help, or
yes, but if anything, I have to force him up and over because that takes time. Because right now, if we watch the play as it unfolds, right now he's got Danny beat. Okay.
Yeah.
He's got an inside path. All right. If you look at where Cole is, Cole cannot be in position to help him. Why?
Yep.
Because he had to honor number 3. So what it's done is also created an easy opportunity for the quarterback to get the ball off in time.
Right.
Now, if Danny were to stay inside, be patient, because he turns his body to tell you that he's got inside position.
Right.
Now, be patient. Make this guy go up and around. What will happen is at this intersection point right here, this receiver will now have to go up over the top with depth, which means it takes a little bit longer for him to clear for the quarterback to make the throw.
And on this, we call it, Kyle Shanahan used to call this arches, and that kills arches concepts,
yes.
right? Because the quarterback's got to hold the ball a bit longer than he wants to.
Anytime you force the arch route a little bit deeper, it throws the timing off for the quarterback. Why? Because now this guy's traveling a little bit further.
Right.
Okay, and it's going to take a little bit longer for him to clear before the quarterback feels, okay, I've got to lead him to over here.
I got you.
And also what it does, too, is because the guy gets inside so quick, it also allows the quarterback to throw the ball before the pass rush gets there. And if you take a quick look at the pass rush, you see what happens. We win inside with a really nice bull rush from Jonathan. I mean, he just gets his guy on his heels, and look, he takes it right into the quarterback.
Yeah, I love that hump move, that underhook right there on the inside. That's fantastic. Well, and I think this is a good example of how that rush, it's got to be so married. It's so intricate between the two pieces.
But the unfortunate part, more so than anything else, is really just a simple positioning thing too. And Danny's a veteran; he knows that if I stay inside and underneath, and I force that up over the top, the ball has to do 2 things. It either has to be elevated to get up over me, or it's got to be thrown in a fashion that's going to lead him. Well, if the safeties get a good read on either one of those 2, if the ball's elevated, it's going to take time to come down, which means it gives the safety an opportunity to break downhill. Yeah,
absolutely. And even if he holds it a little bit longer to hit that second window, it's a sack, obviously.
Right, exactly. And that's some of the things that was, that really when I talked about, what's been going on with some of the stuff on the third downs, it's about making sure that the rush and the coverage are married.
Sure. Yeah, and that's a big theme for this cut up here today, for sure. Because this next clip is the Kansas City 3rd and 10. You guys did a great job on 1st and 2nd down. Get them in 3rd and 10. This is after the PI on William Jackson III. Yes. And I love this play call because you're trying to dictate to the offense, right?
Yes.
You're basically saying, if you're going to run 4 wides here, we're going to bring one more than you can block and put ourselves in a great situation. But the rush and the coverage don't seem to be totally in sync. And can you talk about some of the details there?
Probably the biggest thing I like about this more than anything else is really the aggressive nature in which we call this.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is, again, making sure we're all in the same communication as to who's rushing inside. And in this instance, we've come up, we've put ourselves in position, we've adjusted. Now we're still too wide as far as our alignment is concerned, because if you look at what happens is when the tight end goes across the motion, you would love to see 90.
Yep.
All right, just go ahead and move all the way down. right off the edge of the tackle.
Because he's got a pinch here,
Correct.
right, to get that tackle to squeeze down
Correct.
on him, right? And that's why the blitzer feels like he's coming from so far away, right? Because the edge is a little bit wider.
Correct.
Interesting. And that's maybe 3 feet right there.
Right.
And I think a lot of fans don't understand, like, that's the level of detail that's required to be successful in the NFL on third down.
Absolutely, because again, what happens is, because he's so wide, the tight end's going to get an opportunity to chip him.
Yeah.
And it's going to interfere with the blitzer coming off the edge.
Yeah, like he just creates traffic. And then Benjamin has to be a little bit wider. He has to change his angle, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then that really is the biggest culprit in this is, again, not having the communication set that we know which side we're coming from and what each and every one of us are supposed to do as far as coverage responsibility.
And how do you get that communication set? Is that a mic thing? Or is that reps?
That's reps, part of it. Part of it is understanding, why am I going into this guy? Why am I running that? Because, again, if I'm the one that's got to pull and shorten the edge, I've got to put myself in a better position.
To do your job, correct?
Yes,
yeah.
correct.
And then the coverage here, right? Again, if this blitz is on time, even though I think Cam Girl could be a little bit better here, like this is a sack, right?
Well, see, the hard part for Cam is the stutter step is what gets him right there.
Yeah.
Okay? Continue to take space away from the receiver, all right? Now get to him where you force him to bubble even more. Right here, he's in a straight line, and all he has to do is get leverage on Cam. If Cam doesn't stutter step and gets into him quicker, that instead of coming straight across, he'll have to take that more up the hash.
Right.
And if he takes it more up the hash, what he's going to find out is, we're going to have a safety in position that he might be able to help.
And that's a very subtle thing, but on both of these concepts, right? You just want the receiver to just take basically 2 extra steps.
Correct.
To let the rush get home and then let the coverage affect the play.
Absolutely. In this particular instance, with Bobby rolling over to it's almost a half position, that's if Cam can keep him on the hash, right? Look at the position Bobby's in. Bobby could have been in a much better position to help him.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's also important to know that, like, he doesn't need to take anything outbreaking here because William Jackson III is doing a great job with his eyes right there.
Correct.
Yeah. Wow. It's so very subtle. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But this is the thing about this guy at quarterback. 15 understands that he's looking for certain edges, certain opportunities, and when he sees his guys in a certain position, there's an anticipation about it, because if he doesn't anticipate this throw, okay?
Yeah.
If he doesn't anticipate this throw, we hit him, with Benjamin St. Juste. But look, the ball's thrown well before the receiver has cleared, the coverage. And because it's thrown through anticipation, he avoids the sack.
Yeah.
And again, if we shorten that edge to half a step, Benjamin gets to his arm and he never gets a chance to get that ball out.
And it also just shows you how important the quarterback is, really, like in terms of executing what you need to do, right? So.
Very much so. Very much so.
And this is another play I wanted to talk about, Coach, because I think the coverage here is awesome. It's in the red zone. You guys do a great job matching this. The pass rush is good. Everything seems good, but Patrick Mahomes is still able to get out of the pocket and extend the play. And you guys were able to hold down the fort here. But again, it's just it's so hard to be successful, it seems like, on defense.
Yes. Correct. And the hard part on this one is, for the most part, the pass rush is doing what it's supposed to. It's getting the push. It's getting towards the quarterback. Now it's finishing the job.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, we've matched. We've put ourselves in great position. We've taken away all of his options. Yep. As you notice, we've doubled on a couple of guys. Okay, and we've passed other guys to the other guys waiting for them in the flats. And so what we've done is we've taken away his opportunity, his options to find these guys. Now what you would have really liked to do is, again, as far as the rush is concerned, finish it.
Right.
What we do is we get the double team down here to the left. Okay. Again, you see Jonathan Allen got a good move. He's going to win on the outside on the edge, right? And what we haven't done is we haven't compressed the pocket. Out here to the left, instead of getting vertical in our rush, we allow ourselves to get widened from the rush. And because we got widened, there's a lot of space. And where's Patrick going? To where he feels the space.
Right.
What you would like to see is, once James Smith-Williams gets to the level, you'd like to see him go ahead and compress it. If he's not going to win on the outside edge and come back down, he's got to compress it. The worst thing he does is come underneath.
Yeah, kind of like Montez is doing over here, right? Kind of just working that long arm, compressing the pocket. Again, it takes some of the creativity away from your rushers, right? But when you're rushing together as a group, it kind of mitigates this ability for him to extend the play.
Absolutely, because again, just imagine if he's compressing and where Jonathan is right now.
Yeah.
Okay, now Duran's being doubled, and pretty soon, if if we get that thing start to get compressed, that tackle, right, is going to get pushed back towards, and look at the guard. See where his head is?
Right.
If he sees that guard, that tackle struggling, he's going to take his focus off of Duran. Now Duran's in a one-on-one. See how he comes off?
Yeah.
Well, he would have come off sooner.
If the tackle was stressed.
Yes, but the tackle's not stressed, so he's holding Duran. I mean, Duran's doing a great job as far as the double is keeping vision on the quarterback, because watch what's going to happen. He sees the quarterback take off, and Duran, gets himself in position where if the quarterback could come back down, he's got a chance to help.
Right, absolutely. I mean, that's just unbelievable, like how every little detail is so important to a successful defensive play.
Well, it is, because it's very finite, because the thing that we all have to understand is whether we're in coverage, whether in rush, or we're running some sort of pressure, it's everybody fits where they're supposed to fit. Everybody's where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And if you're not, they're going to find you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you play a quarterback with that kind of experience, and because again, guys like you wanted that play extended. You want an opportunity. Hey, coach, quarterback's in trouble. I'm going to find a spot.
Yeah.
And that's what these guys do so well.
Yeah, Coach, thanks so much,
All right.
man. It was learned a ton. Thanks so much, man.
Appreciate it, Logan.